Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's. I'm your host here, Chantele Francis, with my co-host Michelle today to talk about the Challenge 38, episode 17, first day of the final. Michelle, how are you doing? How are you feeling? What is going through your veins right now?
I'm feeling so much, mainly just like heartbreak a little bit for the ending. I can't. A lot of not surprising things.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's funny that they're like, it's 100 hours, but I'm like, you're like, we're
It's travel
driving for
time.
a few
Travel
hours
time.
and all that.
Like, travel time is not included in these 100 hours, you know?
And you still got to sleep in a tent. Like, that's pretty nice.
I mean, maybe not next time around, though, you know?
Yeah, but I will say in terms of what they have to do, I'm pretty much enjoying it so far. For me, it's all about day two, and I guess day 2/3. I don't like, as you know, when it's just like climb this mountain at the end. I want to make sure that it feels like it is really worth it to put in your work on day one, and like, and that it's all evenly spread, and that there's more stuff to come, and that it could be anybody's game. That's kind of what I'm hoping, just to make it a little more exciting.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you that I just don't want it to be like whoever's out in front is most likely going to win if they get there on day two, you know? So,
Yeah.
yeah, I totally agree with you. I have to say, we might as well just start with it because I was really holding back tears at the end of this episode.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to really kind of start there and then we'll go back to the beginning because I really felt bad for Olivia and Horacio.
Like double whammy. Like the broken finger was enough. That was enough. And I had a feeling because I could see the little scar here, and I was like, when is this going to happen? Like, what's going on here? And it was like slow motion, and oh, it was
I screamed.
heartbreaking.
I'm like,
Oh my
oh
God.
my God, Olivia, no. And like,
Jesus.
she was so cute about it too. She was just like, she's like, is my nose still straight? Like, I'm like, oh, she's like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry to disappoint you. It's all my fault. I'm like, oh,
It broke
I,
my heart.
I
I wanted them to have
really,
the chance to finish it, and I think they would have finished it.
absolutely,
I think the good news though is that like they will both be invited back again. There's no way they won't be. They both
absolutely.
need redemption at this point, so and like another shot, and they had such an awesome season, but man, I felt so sad.
Well, I mean, I'm wondering though, like, how on earth did she hurt her hand in the carabiner? Like, how did she like start bleeding there? And it was only because she didn't have proper like mobility of her hand that she didn't have the right angle, and a golf ball at full throttle coming back to hit you in the nose.
That
And you
solidified for me that I will never do a slingshot. Don't make me do a slingshot unless I have a full face mask.
yeah, they had helmets on, but they didn't have a face mask.
They're like, it's fine if you get a black eye or a broken nose or a broken tooth, but as long as you don't break your brain and die, it's fine.
Oh my gosh. So we'll get back to it absolutely, but I was really heartbroken for this is the way that they went out.
Mhm.
Like, you know, they were still trucking along and they were still doing well and they were being so positive, and it still wasn't enough to at least allow them to finish it. Like all they really wanted to do was finish the damn final.
Mhm.
And I really hate that. I've been talking about on Australian Survivor about just injuries. I don't want to see injuries on any of these shows, really. Like
It makes me sad.
in this kind of way. Like obviously the carabiner tear, that was a little bit of like a functional error, but like maybe they should have been wearing gloves that are like tear proof or something. You know what I mean? Like maybe they should have been wearing a face mask. Like
Yeah.
where are the people that are concerned for their health and well-being when they're constructing these challenges to not be at the forefront thinking of how to prevent their cast from getting dangerously hurt?
Mhm.
Like it's problematic. Like we
It
always
is.
complain about them not recognizing when people are pregnant. Like that's another thing. I'm like these oversights are really alarming.
Alarming. Yeah. No. It's season 38. Like, come on, get your
yeah, like figure
act
it out.
together.
It's like 2023. Let's go. So Austin is saying here, she told Variety that she was in the hospital for 2 days after that was released, and had to go back in a couple days later. Wow.
Oh.
After this was released, as in, okay, after they released her, I guess, and had to go back a couple days later. Okay, probably because like maybe it was like, yeah, shifted. I don't know. Oh man, the poor girl. Well, we do have some friends here. Like Jorge's also feeling super bad for Olivia. Golf fall to the face, like never. I don't play sports because wasn't it on Clueless? Like I don't play sports where balls fly at my nose. Like this is why. This is why. Willie also really hates seeing Olivia and Horacio going out like this. They will be on next season. They will not be an alternate ever. They've brought more this season than anybody from Big Brother has ever brought, in my opinion,
1,000%.
entertainment-wise.
1,000%.
And so I think that they got a ticket back. And they owe Olivia. Like, big time.
Yeah.
So Jorge likes that at least Anissa stopped to talk to him at least and try to make him feel a little bit better. I mean, Jordan didn't really realize what was going on. Like he thought that he didn't realize that she like broke her nose and was taken off in an ambulance. Like he thought it was a little more like
she quit or something. Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, and then because when Jordan heard, he's like, because he knew what would happen, he's like, oh man, like he did have a reaction when Anissa said, like, yeah, I think she got a golf ball to the face, and he's like, oh man. Well, let's go back to ones and talk about the beginning of this. So, beginning of the episode, they're celebrating that these 4 teams, these 4 ride or die pairs, are going to be going to the final. And then we see this really long confessional from Tori and Devin. Now, all these duos are getting these confessionals, but theirs was really, really, really long. And I was like, I feel like they did this after, and they feel happy to me. And it's starting to feel as though they're having revisionist history. So they're like kind of going like every decision that they made now was like a winning decision.
Just like how I predicted.
What do you mean? Just how you predicted?
I predicted Tori and Devin to win.
Oh, in the beginning? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe not the beginning, but pretty
well,
close.
I mean, I still think that Nani and Bananas could end up doing it because, like, this is
they
too
seem
obvious.
Happy too. Well, it seems to me like Nani and Bananas could still get it. Like, I still think that there's a chance because there's so much left to be played, and there are things that Nani and Bananas are better at. And yes, they're like Devin and Tori doing awesome. I'm happy with either team to win for different reasons. Like, I can celebrate that. I want them both to finish. I want them both to do well. And I want it to be close. Like, I want it to be, you know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, I can't say for sure. But it did seem like Tori and Devin were pretty happy compared to Olivia and Horacio, who did not seem happy.
Right? Yeah. So, I mean, no matter what, Banani knows how to play the confessional game, you know? So they don't really let anything show. But that's why I'm kind of curious about Devin and Tori, just because it's just like, it seems like they just keep on talking about how great their duo is and how they can read each other really well. And like, and so I'm like, are they saying all this because they don't end up winning because they have communication breakdown?
It's highly possible.
Whoo! Well, Banana says, who said the old folks can't still get it, as he hugs Anissa. And I was like, yeah, go oldies. I gotta do it for the old people. And we got Bananas making a toast. Yes. I miss those days. I know people like hate Bananas, whatever, but there's some epic things that like I miss from the old school, the challenge, making that toast and like just get a T-Mobile sidekick anyways. Like I don't care that they probably don't even exist anymore. I want to hear the like the little tune. Like we just got a text from TJ. Like I miss it.
With the little
exactly. Did you ever have a sidekick?
Not a real one, but I had one of those ones that opened like this with a little keyboard, but it wasn't like the slide, like the.
Was it a sidekick or was it another brand?
It was a different brand. I'm just saying it was kind of that vibe still a little bit.
I'm trying to think. I think I had one, a Nokia kind of sidekicky where like the phone would be like this, and then like you slide the top, and then you did have the keyboard.
Yeah.
So I love that phone. That phone was the last phone I had before I got an iPhone. So I had that phone until like 2008, you know?
Oh, I had a phone like that until 2012.
Holy
Yep.
guacamole.
And then I got a BlackBerry.
Oh yeah, you just
And I had that until
changed too.
2014, 15. Then I got my first Android. Anyways, we're getting off topic here.
Fine, but you have an iPhone now, right?
I do, finally.
Yay!
For the first time.
Yay, yay, yay. So we see everybody working out, and why does Bananas have to go and grab the guitar, and Nani's sitting in her robe right next to him? I was just like, what's happening here? But then TJ comes around on a little, he's on a motorcycle, and they're showing these weird clips of the city, and then him coming in on the motorcycle. What was going through your mind there?
I could not have anticipated that this was going to have so many moments of TJ just riding in on different things. Like later on, when it's like 5 minutes of him on that like thing, just like, oh, and he just like goes for so long, and it's just like all these weird clips of him on these things. Hilarious. I was thinking, oh, they're leaving now.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely thought they're leaving now. I just didn't understand like the flashes to the city. And I was wondering, I'm like, oh my God, I really hope, like, my least favorite final was the final that Cara Maria won, where they were just like running in the city, in the streets. Were they in Germany? Like, I really couldn't stand that.
I don't think it's going to be like that.
No, but that's what I was thinking when I saw these like flashes of the city. I'm like, oh my God, they're just going to be like doing city stuff. I'm like, oh. No, please no. But I don't think that anymore, so it's all fine. So get your ass over here. Let's go, says TJ. And it's time to see how close these ride or die pairs really are. It's going to be the hardest, longest test of your friendship with this 100-hour final. And I loved everybody's confessionals being like, was he joking? Like 100 hours? That's like more than 4 days. Like, what the F? I love the people that have run finals before being like, what torture are they going to be putting us through? Because 2 days usually sucks, but 4 days is really going to suck. Big time.
But I kind of thought, okay, it's going to be a little more spread out maybe, which I think it is.
It
sort of. But they've done quite a few things already on the first day, or like kind of, I guess it's kind of the second day.
But the format is not really clear.
It's different. It's not clear.
Like, is there going to be a time? Is it just going to be crossing the finish line first? Is that it?
Yeah, I don't know. I think what it's going to be for day one, however many things there are.
Time advantage?
It'll be a time advantage or some sort of advantage or some sort of sabotage. And on day two, and like maybe there's an advantage to getting second versus third. I don't know. And then that's going to be it. And then maybe they'll do something else at the end of the set. Who knows? Who knows if Anissa and Jordan are going to last to the next day at this point?
Because TJ does very clearly say that you ride or die with your partner. So,
and there's so many like things alluding to her quitting. So I don't know if she will or not, but it's looking like that to me.
It's looking like that to me too. And like, I just remembered, I think she ends up falling again because I remember, I don't know the timeline of it, but I could have sworn that she just had surgery or like she was doing rehab for like a torn ACL, which is a much more painful injury. So I'm wondering if her running on this sprained ankle might cause her to fall or like twist her knee. You know what I mean? Okay, but let's get to that. So Horacia's excited. I'm like, oh, don't put Horacio's excited because it's like actually not going to go his way, unfortunately. And I'm still wondering what they're going to do for days, just like these challengers are. But they have 4 4x4s for them to drive to their first stop. I thought it was funny that Tori gets in the car to drive, but she can't drive stick. But I love those Jeeps. I want a Jeep Wrangler. Like that's one of like the cars that I've always wanted to have. A black on black matte, like Jeep Wrangler standard. Then you can remove the top.
They're really safe,
right? And like sturdy. It's like, you know. So we hear Nani's confessional about Bananas. She's like, this guy's a piece of shit, but I like him. I mean, I guess that is their relationship.
Yeah.
But I'm really getting worried though, because like I don't understand why she shuts down like she does. Like she'll be fine and joking or whatever, and then she's pissed and mad at him. And so
Yeah.
it's
I
worrisome.
I don't know if this is going to get worse. I just think that like for her, she's been in this position so many times and she's gotten second or third so many times. So I think that like
She
it's
just
like
wants
she just
to
wants to
fade.
get any advantage she can because every second counts. She almost beat Laurel on free agents
That's true.
because of Zach, but still, she almost beat her. Like she's seen it. So I just think that like it's just she gets so frustrated when he's like seems to be like playing around and wasting precious seconds, you know?
What I did like that they were doing with the editing is like how they had the countdown of how many hours are left. I found
Mm-hmm.
it to be very dramatic. And like, I don't know if there's been a movie about it, but I feel like one of those movies where people are like plane crash on a mountain and you're like 100 out, like you're just showing like how many hours they've been stuck on a mountain or something like that. Like I feel
Mm-hmm.
like it was very cinematic and quite powerful how they
I
used
agree. I
it.
like
So
it.
I'm
I
into
liked
it.
it.
It's fine. So they get to a point where it says no cars packed here, past here. They had to grab their bags and a trunk from the trunk and carry it seemingly a very far distance, where TJ meets them at these stationary bikes. I like this as just like a little warm up, you know, right between you and your partner, ride 100K on this bike, and then the code will open. They'll get a code that will be able to open up their trunk, and inside the trunk is going to be a tent setup kit. So
Mm.
I like this car. I like this
Me too.
combo. What did you think about Devin's strategy here, where he is like, well, we don't really need to go hard. We
Yeah,
don't
they
really
didn't give
need,
them a timeline.
yeah, so just take your
So
time.
I think that they should have taken their time because your legs are going to get all seized up if you go too fast.
Absolutely. And I mean, they may just not show it, but people should be stretching more, in my opinion. I
Yeah.
don't know why people are if I was running a final, I would be stretching like before, during, like all the time, because if you don't have enough water getting to your muscles and they start seizing up and getting Charlie horses, like those are hard to walk through. So
Yeah, exactly.
they should start stretching. So I had to really laugh and crack up when you see like the sexy porn music for Horacio on the bike, and he takes off his shirt and he's dripping in sweat. And then Devin takes off his shirt. He's just like, oh my God.
I loved it.
I did too. So already bananas as Nani started getting annoyed with bananas, and like I just don't want her getting annoyed with him to ruin their dynamic enough for them to win this season.
I don't think it will.
I know she says it later that
Yeah.
like this is how we communicate,
Yeah.
but like it stresses me out
Same.
because he's not being that annoying.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree.
for her to get as annoyed as she's getting. So Horacio and Olivia, they are done first. Second place is Anissa and Jordan. I was pretty impressed by that. Third is Nani and Bananas. Oh, and so when they were going into like Nani's and Bananas are opening up their trunk. So now Nani wants to kind of play around a little bit. I guess maybe because she's done that task with like talking about the chairs and sitting down on the chairs and like not helping put up the tent. So I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like we're missing something.
She's
about,
really
like,
up and down.
yeah.
She's really up and down.
And then finally, Tori and Devin finish. So in the morning, we see TJ arrive on, you're saying, his another vehicle, which is a 4-wheeler. I've actually ridden one of these before when I was in the Dominican Republic, and over there they call them funny bikes. And so like we go on like these tours on these funny bikes.
I love that.
They're pretty fun. But also dangerous. Like if you don't know how to ride these things, like it can be kind of dangerous. In our group, there was like a big mud pit, and like they went at it the wrong way, and they totally just like the whole thing just tipped in, and they fell underneath the water. And I was like,
Jesus,
it could be dangerous. So, anyways, hopefully they're getting training that they need if they have to ride any of these things. We're at hour 19 now, and TJ lets us know this is basically going to be a race with several stations. So I guess if it's a race, that means that they would log their time
Mhm.
difference between when they arrive at the next at the sleep checkpoint and leave at the same times, I would guess.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they might try to help Nani's and Bananas out by being like, you get a 2-minute advantage, which
Right.
that's fucking rude. I gotta say it. If they do that, I feel really bad for Tori and Devin.
Yeah, I agree.
But so if you win today, though, you get a distinct advantage. So I'm curious about what that
Mhm.
distinct advantage is. Do you think it's gonna be time, or do you think it's gonna be something else?
I think it's going to be a sabotage.
Okay, we'll write that down. Michelle thinks it's a sabotage. So they're running. They start this foot race, and I wrote, "Damn it, Anissa rolled her damn ankle."
I was like, ugh. I audibly grunted when that
Yes,
happened.
so annoying. Like,
Very annoying.
I don't know.
Why did they need to not just like stay on the path then? Just don't follow him. I don't know why that happened. He should have stayed on the path. It's stupid.
Well,
Don't
especially with somebody that's not that agile, not that like being able to like move through different terrains. Like, she's not as agile.
yeah,
Like, why are you taking her on a course that's not flat?
exactly.
Ugh, anyways. Okay, so Austin here is wondering if Bananas is doing some of his antics on purpose to get Nani's mind off being nervous or something, because he's usually not like this in a final.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I'm playing up for the cameras too.
Yeah. And then he wants her first win so badly, is why she gets mad at Bananas when he goofs off. Yeah. I mean, I understand getting annoyed, but like, it's Bananas, and like, I wouldn't let that rattle me,
Yeah, yeah,
not in the
absolutely.
final. I'd just be like, shut the fuck up. Let's just get this done.
Exactly.
So in the confessional, though, Anissa's like, well, I wish we hadn't gone off course like Jordan wants to. And he's like, are you blaming me for this? She's like, I'm not blaming you for the rolled ankle. Was she blaming him or not?
I mean, she's not, but she's, is what it is.
I mean, it's true, though. She's actually being pretty truthful. If
Yeah.
he hadn't taken her on that route, she wouldn't have rolled her ankle there. So facts are facts. So at the first checkpoint, they're going to have to land 10 bolas. And every 2 bolas that they land, they can sabotage one of the other teams with a pretty rank smoothie. It's a pretty far distance, I would say, that they had to throw those damn bolas. I was like, ugh, that's hard. It's really hard. Like, I've played like throwing it not like this. Have you played the small ones before?
Yeah, it's
And
difficult.
Like you play it with it like 6 feet from you, not like
Yeah.
100. It seemed very far. Very far. This is where our girl Olivia, though, they all catch up at some point and get to the bolas, and Olivia cuts her finger on the damn carabiner, and it was gushing a lot of blood. She's like, I don't care, just stitch it up. Like, I don't need a finger, which I love that attitude. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we do get a little bit of her backstory, saying that she grew up as a tomboy and her dad taught her and her sister how to like fish and do all these like quote unquote manly things so that like they would be at par equal to a man. And so I really love that, we're seeing a little bit of like why she's so badass is like because she kind of was taught some different, not to be prissy, basically.
Exactly.
Which is,
I agree. I love that.
Pretty great. So she's seeing the medics, but she still wants to keep going. And so with this sabotage, Devin and Bananas were kind of passing this disgusting concoction back and forth. So Devin decides to call a truce. What do you think? Do you think that's fair?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's kind of stupid because Horacio and Olivia are never going to be as big of a threat as Nani and Bananas are to them. But I think he's trying to think for future. If he can save themselves from something, then they will. But I don't know if that'll pan out.
Do you think that Bananas and Nani, if they had a sabotage, they would take them out of the game?
100%.
Or not like take them out, but like put it on them?
Yeah. Yeah. Why would they put it on Anissa and Jordan? Makes no sense to.
Yeah, what's their best friend?
What's the point? They need to win. At that point, it's like, is what it is.
Eek. I mean, so yeah, so they're gonna call it truce, but I guess they're gonna probably go back on it if they're in the front. Because if they finish this day before Bananas and Nani, they're gonna have to most likely, as you're saying, have a sabotage of some sort. And as you are also saying, they're not gonna throw it on Anissa and Jordan. Yeesh, this could be saucy. So I learned that Tori's a vegan. I don't feel like I knew this.
I did.
Okay. And she's like, oh, but I'll do it for you. I'm a vegan, but I'll do it for you. I was really surprised that Devin just drank the whole thing. I mean, the first time he kind of was like glug, 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 and it was literally coming out the side of his mouth. I was like, is that allowed? Is that
It's
allowed?
always with eating things like that, they always fake it a little bit. You get it down, but you don't even really swallow it, and then you puke it right out.
Yeah, like for
it's still disgusting regardless, but
TJ didn't even like it though. TJ's like, I hate this part.
Yeah.
I thought he would at least be laughing a little bit, but I couldn't really watch it. It was
repulsive.
It was really gross, really gross. But Devin and Tori are out of this checkpoint first at the 21-hour mark. And they're going to have to be moving 16 tires. So it has all the duos that have left the game on the tires. And they are going to have to stack them from who was out first to at the bottom to most recently out at the top. They did this one in Australia, a similar one.
Right.
They had to move these tires. What do you think about this checkpoint?
I thought it was really long. It's an endurance one. I liked it though. I like that it had to do with like remembering the order.
Yeah, I liked that it was kind of Big Brother-esque, like we were always like, oh, good to like pay attention to what happened throughout the whole season. It could help you in the final. Like,
exactly.
Maybe they need to do a little bit more of that, right? Like, I wouldn't mind if there was a little bit more of like a, hey, pay attention element to the challenge. Like, that would be very fun for me.
Exactly.
But I like this one too. So Bananas wants to keep Nani focused and not to go to get down on herself. And so I am happy that he's recognizing that she does beat herself up and then she gets in her own head and gets in her own way. So maybe I can't remember who said it. They're right. With like him just like making her not start doubting herself is why he's maybe acting out. So I can see that. That's his tactic. So Tori apparently wrote stuff down in her notebook. I'm like, they have notebooks? Like, what happened to
remember Michaela?
Yeah, but Michaela, like, they confiscated that. That was like a bad thing. So I don't know, they're still having notebooks around. And so Nani is noticing the limping. So with Nani noticing Anissa limping, I'm like, this is going to come back. It's not the end of this, the limping.
Yeah.
Oh. But Tori and Devin are done, and there are 80 hours left. No, it was when Bananas and Nani were finished. They had 80 hours left, and she talks about how she's gone harder in Vegas for 80 hours.
Yeah, that was funny.
I was like, they know each other. Nani, you can do this. Just let him motivate you, and you'll get it done. So one thing that Jordan was saying was to Anissa is like, whenever I've been feeling sore in my body, when I'm running, like I'll actually start visualizing the white blood cells and like how they were moving and healing my body. And that's actually a hypnosis kind of technique and strategy, is actually visualizing your body healing itself, or really putting your mind into allowing the cells of your body to reconstruct yourself. So like, I know all these different kind of meditations for like healing vortexes and like cell command therapy, where you actually command the cells to heal itself. So I thought that was really cool that he
I like that.
was sharing that. She was kind of poo-pooing it. But I think he was onto something, because I do believe in the power of the mind being able to create anything. And so I wish she just had maybe done that a little bit.
Yeah.
So Devin and Tori are in first place. So which part is this? Okay, so now they have to use these they get to the straight slingshots, and Devin and Tori were like, it seemed like they just got there first too. Like they didn't even have any sort of trouble. And so I guess it wasn't a fluke when Devin was helping out Fessy, and he did his really quickly, and then Tori does hers really quickly, and they were out of there before any other teams even got to the station.
He's so good at it. He is so good at that. Yeah.
Like super, super good. So once you hit your two slingshots, or like your two targets, you get to sabotage another team. And so Devin and Tori, they decide to sabotage Horacio and Olivia, which, like really, really sucks. Like, I mean, I get that they don't want to stir things up with Bananas and Nani because like it's very possible that they could be in front of them in some point in the final. And so having it be like a truce will be helpful for them to do better. But I also just feel bad for Olivia and Horacio just being like the rookies that like they just keep on trucking. They're trying to get it done and they just get sabotaged over and over and over again. So Bananas and Nani get to the slingshot, and obviously Devin and Tori are gone, and they are not good at this. They are taking a long time, it seems.
Yeah.
Like a really, really long time. So when Olivia and Horacio arrive, they have to do 4 instead of 2. So each pair or each teammate had to do 2. Now, Bananas and Nani finally do get it, and they leave, and then we see Horacio get his 2 in a row, and then this is where it happens, where Olivia is trying to do hers, and she's trying to figure out how she can pull back the slingshot with her hurt finger, and she's trying to use her left hand, and I don't know which hand she was using it, but however she was doing it, she let go and the ball came back at her. I guess like she must have spun the ball when she let go of the slingshot. Like, I'm just like, I don't know how it happened. I'm trying to figure out how it happened.
I think the ball was too far down in the thing. So when she let it go, it was almost out of the actual thing.
So as it was moving,
that's what it looked like. Because the ball, I thought the ball was just going to fall out.
Yeah.
And she was going to kind of like hit her face with her hand. I didn't realize it was going to be something like that. That was horrifying.
It reminds me of, do you remember on The Amazing Race when the girl got hit and smashed in the face with a watermelon?
Oh, yeah. Oh. Was that? I thought that was Amazing Race?
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
It just like, that is not what I ever want to see happen. It's like broken noses. I just know how much it hurts. And I've never broken my nose or any limb, but like I've hit my nose before and it freaking hurts.
Yeah.
And so, oh man, it was really, really bad. So Willie says when the ball hit Olivia's nose, I gasped because I hated how there was just so much blood.
Oh, and she knew it was broken.
She's like, oh, it's fucking broken. Oh, I know it must have, like, the sound of it must have been, oh man, it must have been bad. Poor Olivia. And so she's taken off into the ambulance and she really doesn't want to give up. And Horacio's letting her know how proud he is of her and that like she didn't disappoint him. And like she's doing her confessionals with like 2 black eyes. And I'm just like, oh, poor girl, man. She tried really hard. She did a really good job this season. Like these are like I know it sucks, but these are moments that are like challenge history. So regardless of like it not being the outcome that they want, like they are like fiercely imprinted in like the lore of the challenge. And like no one will ever forget this duo ever.
And a 5-time elimination record for Horacio.
A rookie getting a duo getting a double to the final.
Mm-hmm. And they technically never got beat. They just weren't able to complete. So
exactly.
That makes people want to root for you.
Absolutely. It's so much better than like, Fessie's trips to the final, like I so prefer this. And so Horacio's like, okay, I'm going to see if they let me do it. I'll run and I'll do it twice for both of us. And I'm like, they're not going to let you do it, Horacio. And it's just like a little kid that just wants to play. And like,
I know, it was very sad.
I was like, away his toys. And he just was, and the executive producer comes out. He's like, I'm sorry.
I just feel like TJ made that clear. Like,
I know.
I thought when he was saying it to Olivia, he was saying it as a way of like making her feel better. But knowing I'm not going to get to do it. The fact that he still thought he was going to be able to do it.
I think he was hoping.
Yeah. But it never happens that way. I felt very sad for him, though. It was very sad.
Very, very sad. Oh, my gosh. But that's pretty much day 1 of the final. We got through it so quickly. I guess there's not really that much going on when they're just like doing 3 checkpoints or whatever.
Yeah.
Anything else about this episode that you wanted to talk about?
I think that Matthew would agree that Olivia deserves MVP for this episode.
Oh my God. Matthew will agree 1,000,000%.
She got the finger. She kept going. Like everything bad just happening to her. Her running faster than all the other girls for the bike. Her like just, I don't know. She just had her heart was on the line. I just think that she deserves it for part one.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, otherwise, I mean, I'm excited to see what day 2 and 3 hold. What's going to happen. But I hope that it showed Anissa and Jordan doing a puzzle, so they'll at least make it to that point. I don't know when or if they'll end up not finishing, but hopefully they make it at least to the final day.
Please.
So that there's still something going on. Like I just don't like
want to be 2 teams.
I just don't want it to be 2 teams. Like even though it'll still be exciting to see who wins out of the 2 of them, I don't know. I just like it when there's more at play there.
Absolutely. I mean, I want to see more back and forth or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even with Anissa and Jordan, it doesn't seem that competitive, we'll say.
Mm-hmm.
But I would rather them be still running than it just being 2 teams that are just left. So
yeah.
Totes agree. I mean, do you think that maybe for the future they should have more teams running the final, but for the fact that like it's potential that people might not finish?
Yeah. And they should plan a purge in case they all make it through the first day or 2.
Yeah.
And then they should have had a purge, but then just don't do the purge if people get cut. People lose. Absolutely. That's what they should do. There should be 5 or 6 teams, I think, moving forward. And then, plan for both scenarios at this point.
Ooh, Jorge saying that Red is not a flavor had us in our video again. I forgot to watch it the last time. Did you watch it or no?
No. What is this?
So this it's a YouTuber that watches our recaps. Like there's just been some time. I think the other time he referenced was with me and Drew, if I'm not mistaken. And so we just had talked about something that he referenced it. I think it was about with Drew and I we have different tiers, and so one of the tiers that we had is I don't know, I can't remember. It was something about Mariah and her peach or so. I can't remember what it was, but anyways, he referenced it in the video, and so I haven't seen it yet because I've only been told about it by people in the chat, and so I guess we are this time being referenced in his video. So I'll definitely check it out. And so
send it to me because I'm curious.
I will. Oh boy. So yes, Willie agrees that Olivia was MVP this episode for not giving up. Even though she was injured. Absolutely. And making me cry. Wait, Jory, the last time was about Mariah and her thighs and how you guys put her up in suffocating cake. Okay, in cake. So suffocating in cake was one of our tiers because when Bananas had his birthday party, and so he got slammed in the face with cake. And so suffocating in cake is just kind of being safe. You know what I mean? Like he's just safe. He doesn't have to do much. And so we put Mariah in that category, and then they're talking about her cake as in her butt. Anyways, this is a good thing we didn't talk about. Sergio said, did you notice that Bananas called Mariah's girlfriend? Yes, putting the tire over his shoulder, kissing the tire. Interesting. Maybe he really likes her.
Maybe.
I mean, they've still been doing some sort of dating stuff. Like that I've seen some stories and stuff like that of them having wine and them going to like Hearts of Reality stuff together.
Yes.
So
I think they are still together.
So cool. I mean, get it. Get happy. Have fun. Leo wants to know if there are second and third place finals. I don't think this season.
I don't think so.
It's just a winner takes all. They usually would tell you like your share of $1 million, and like he might be like second place gets this, third place gets nothing, but he hasn't really said that. They're just saying kind of all the marbles. So I feel like there's no second and third place prizes. No, not in this era. Well, that is pretty much it for this episode. Thank you, everybody in the chat. I know we're a little bit late, and this is a little bit quick, but like when it's just the final, there's
only
not
part
that
one.
Much stuff going on, you know, like not that much happening. But we're happy that you came to talk with us. about it. Michelle, do you have anything going on that you would like to share with the folks?
I don't know. I'm part of an org right now.
Yay! Well, this is the
And
last few days. You're
we're in
almost
the
near
last
the
few
end.
days. So I don't know how people watch it.
Yeah, I
I
don't know
don't
I don't know if it's open thing, but there is the VL, which is the viewers
mm,
lounge.
oh right, that's
Um,
what it's called.
but I don't know if it's open to anybody and everybody or not.
I'm not sure.
So we'll find
Anyway,
out. We'll find
so we'll
out.
find out. But that's about it. What about you,
Mhm.
Chantele?
Me? Too much. I have everything and nothing going on.
Right?
I,
Yeah, that's the thing.
I mean, I got quite a bit going on, not gonna lie. But I guess in accordance to this channel, someone was asking if we're gonna cover Big Brother. I think I will cover Big Brother. It is kind of a hard uptake or upkeep, but like I love Big Brother and like
When
I
does
want
it
to
start?
support. May,
March?
March 10th ish, maybe beginning of March sometime. Like so in like a month
Well,
ish.
I'll be following, if you do updates with
Taryn.
yeah,
Yeah, I'll definitely be
I'll
doing
watch
updates with
those.
Taryn once a week or so, and I'll see if I can cover it like every episode. We'll see what happens though. We'll have
Mm.
to see. Oh, hold on. This is a funny question. Natalie wants to know, where would we put Devin in the top best challengers of all time?
Lol. TBD for the end of this one. But I can tell you he's higher than a lot of them.
Yeah,
It doesn't put him in the top whatever, but like,
it's like top 25,
yeah, I would say top 25.
maybe top 30. There's quite a few people that I think are more competitive than he is, and that I'm more would be like, whoa, like kind of, scared to go ahead like against them kind of thing. Like I feel like I could think of 25 or 30, but
Mm-hmm.
he's still in the top half, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Natalie? Where do you put her? Him. Natalie can't wait for BB Can 11 and Survivor. Yes, Survivor. Have you seen the new cast list of Survivor?
No. Wait. Oh, no, I haven't.
It just dropped yesterday. Don't worry.
What's the theme?
I haven't investigated because I wanted to do a little bit
Like
of like
a reveal?
I took a picture of all their pictures, and so I want to just upload them and then just go and look at them and then just talk about them with like live reaction. So
Okay.
I don't know if there's actually a theme as of yet, but the cast was dropped yesterday.
All right.
Or the day before. I think it was yesterday though.
I love Survivor.
I know you would also love Australian Survivor that just started this week as well.
Yeah.
Just don't fall behind and just watch it.
Once I have like some binging time,
fair.
I finally started getting into traders. Yeah, once I have some bitchable time, then I will get into Survivor Australia.
Yeah, when you're babysitting, you can watch like 4 episodes in a row while they're sleeping.
Yeah, if they sleep.
Oh, shoot. I thought that babysitting is always just like watching sleeping babies, but I guess not. Well, once again, thank you everybody for coming and joining and hanging out with us. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Like this video, please. And let us know, do you think that Nani's and Bananas are going to pull through and win? Or do you think it's going to be Tori and Devin? Who out of these two? I will make a poll. I always say I'm going to make a poll and then I forget. I will make a poll, but if I don't,
make that poll.
Just put it in the comments and we'll still talk about it. I want to know who you think is going to win. Other than that, I'll see you guys Friday to talk with Drew, and then next week to talk with, it might just be me and you again. I think that Matthew is still out of town.
All right.
Till next week. Ciao, everybody.